they feel are inferior. And still, people don't listen. They don't listen. Now, as most of you know, I'm broadcasting from the beautiful state of Oregon where it's raining, because it rains 90% of the time here. So if you're thinking about coming up here and you're from a beautiful sunshine state, then you better put on your flippers because you're going to be wet all the time. So don't come up here. Anyway, here in Oregon, people don't realize, they don't have the facts that 1 in every 3 abortions in the state of Oregon is paid for in part with taxpayer money, because Planned Parenthood and its affiliates, they get tax dollars. Planned Parenthood goes in front of Congress with this fuzzy math, because everything with these people, Planned Parenthood, anybody that has anything to do with this, with abortion, is not upfront and honest about anything they do. And I'm going to give you an example of that right now. They go in front of Congress and they say, all of the money that you're going to appropriate to us, not one penny of it will go toward abortion. And they guarantee that 100%. And they're right. They're telling the truth when they say that. Then they get this money, this taxpayer money that's appropriated to them. They go back and use that money that they've got appropriated to them, our taxpayer dollars, and they use that to pay all of the bills. They pay for all of the bills, all of the regular bills that come with having a business, all of that is paid for. Then they take all of the money that they make in profit and they dedicate that to abortions. So you see, if we were not supplying all of their bills being paid, they wouldn't have so much money to dedicate toward giving free abortions. So our tax dollar is not going directly for abortions, but it's allowing them nevertheless, because it's paying all of the bills that Planned Parenthood and its affiliates should be paying themselves through their quote-unquote services. Now, even people in the government, congressmen, senators, even President Obama himself keeps saying the same thing. They keep saying that Planned Parenthood and their affiliates provide women's health services. Well, Planned Parenthood does not give mammograms. They do not give pap smears. They do not do any of that. Instead, they bring you in for an initial questionnaire. And if you need one of those things, they refer you out to a doctor. Well, you don't need Planned Parenthood to refer you to your own doctor for these health services. You just go to the doctor yourself. You don't need them to supply you any of this. It's all a front. It's all garbage. It's all a lie. It's all a scam. Everything they do is a lie and a scam, because the bottom line is still the same. This is still racist eugenics, the elimination of any race that they feel is inferior and not worthy of reproduction. And we're going to start this with Kermit Gosnell and the media silence on Kermit Gosnell. This guy faces murder charges in the death of only 7 babies that were born alive at his abortion clinic in West Philadelphia. These babies were born alive. They were eyes open, breathing, moving babies. During this very, 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 very late-term abortion, as soon as they came out, living, breathing babies, he murdered these babies in the name of abortion. In reality, he has been doing this for years, and he has done it to hundreds of babies, but they only caught him. They only caught him on these 7. And they only caught him on this 7 because one of their mothers had died in the process. And during the death investigation of the adult woman who died from this botched abortion is when they found out and were forced to actually bring up these other murder charges for the babies, live babies that he's been killing for years in this meat market of an abortion clinic. And I have a clip that I'm going to play here in a little while. Kermit Gosnell, this doctor who claims that what he's doing is right and good and that he's going to be vindicated from any charges, any kind of murder charges. He claims he's done nothing wrong, even though a live, breathing baby on the table was murdered by this guy, hundreds of them, year after year after year. He still claims that in the name of abortion, this is the right thing to do. This is outrageous. And we're going to start the program in just a moment. I want to give you an outline. We're going to go through that. Then we're going to go through some of the testimony. Wait till you hear the testimony of the people that worked there, his practices, the things he had done, the workers who were with him, aiding him in these abortions, who said they could hear the babies screeching as he murdered them. And this guy claims, no, these were just regular abortions, and claims he had done nothing wrong. We're going to go through Planned Parenthood, whose claims that live birth abortions should be acceptable. And some even argue that this kind of thing wouldn't happen if we made abortions easier and more accessible, without restrictions of any kind. They're saying that if we had no restrictions at all on abortion, that this kind of thing wouldn't happen, if you can believe that. We're also making some progress, though, and I'm going to cover those two in just a minute. Let's get the show started right after this break. Whatever you do, don't go away. We're going to start our discussion.
You're listening to W. Dean Shook, In Time, Prophecy News, and Current Events. Stay tuned.
Professional identity thieves constantly search your information for vulnerabilities. At LifeLock, relentless protection of your identity is their primary mission. They help ensure that you stay ahead of identity thieves. LifeLock is first in the industry to offer proactive identity theft protection. They're Level 1 compliant under the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standards. They have direct access to fraud resolution teams within their extensive network of lenders and service providers. They are experts through leadership with internationally recognized experts in privacy and security, technologies, fraud, and criminal methods. They also partnership with FBI law enforcement and the National Organization for Victims Assistance. Sign up today at wdeanshook.com and receive a 30-day free trial and 10% off your final purchase. The W. Dean Shook program has partnered with LifeLock to make sure your identity remains safe and secure, guaranteed. Get your 30-day free trial of LifeLock's industry-leading protection at wdeanshook.com. That's wdeanshook.com.
GoDaddy offers everything you need to make a name for yourself on the web, from domain names and website builders to complete e-commerce solutions. We've earned our place as the world's #1 accredited domain registrar by delivering world-class products at competitive prices and support them with industry-best services delivered 24/7, 365. We're proud to serve our customers from locations around the world. Sign up now at wdeanshook.com and get your domain name as low as $5.99 a year. Sign up now at wdeanshook.com. Go, Daddy. Go, Daddy. You can now hear our program on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, Kindle Fire, and more. It's on demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
All right, thank you for allowing me that break. Appreciate it so very much. And always come and visit my webpage at wdeanshook.com. If you have a question or comment about the program, maybe a show suggestion, or you want to add something to maybe something I didn't get to, by all means, you can do that. My email is contact@wdeanshook.com. Please feel free to email me. I answer all emails personally. I usually spend a couple hours a day just doing that. So by all means. And if you go to the webpage, there's a contact form right on the webpage. If you just put your comment in there, it will come straight to my email. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Let me say before we get this started, this is not all gloom and doom, because we are making some progress in the abortion movement, and it's good progress. There are states around this country, and this is obviously bringing up a big issue about state rights, because there are states who are restricting abortion. They're putting some heavy restrictions on it, which is a very good thing. And there's like 21 states. They're now enacting state laws restricting abortion. The pro-abortion people are really not liking this, because they try to frame this with the idea that the right to kill your baby while it's in your womb is a political decision, that it's a matter of a woman's rights, when actually what it is these women are advocating for the legal right to murder their own children while they're still in the womb. You know, at 12 weeks old, through an ultrasound, you can see your baby's face. You can see their fingers and toes. They feel, they hear their mother's heartbeat if their mother's singing a song or speaking or whatever. When she burps, anything, the baby hears all of that. You know, it's the mother's heartbeat that comforts them through this whole gestation process. They start talking about viability as a way to legitimize murdering your own baby. Well, here's the deal with Kermit Gosnell. He's an unlicensed doctor. He fled out the back door when the FBI raided his medical clinic in 2010. There was a witness who testified in a murder trial of his unorthodox facility. What was unorthodox about it? Well, Kermit Gosnell, who's 72, is charged with killing a woman patient and 7 babies, allegedly, and you have to say allegedly because he's not convicted yet, born alive. These 7 babies, they could only pin down 7 of them. They can't prove the others, but they can prove these 7 were born alive. And they're charging him with performing illegal late-term abortions, and his inner-city clinic thrived. It thrived. It was a cash-only clinic. Now, the co-defendant in this is Ellen O'Neill, 56, of Phoenixville. She's charged with billing as a doctor and participating in a corrupt organization. You know, and maybe that's not necessarily the kind of charge we would want to see. You know, she participated. She was an accessory to these murders. But what the prosecution is doing here is they're trying to charge her with something they can get a firm conviction on. So this is what they knew they could get the conviction on. Well, 8 former employees have pleaded guilty, some to third-degree murder. They've testified this month about bizarre and chaotic practices at this guy's clinic. Ashley Baldwin spoke Thursday of starting there at age 15 through a high school training program. She said she's been assisted with abortions and administering intravenous drugs at age 15. Well, Baldwin, now age 22, said she worked nearly 50 hours a week, often well past midnight. She said, and it was well past midnight, that these abortions were routinely performed, at least twice. At least twice. She saw aborted babies move after the procedure, only to have Gosnell explain that it was an involuntary response. In one case, she says, the chest was moving. This baby was breathing. Well, let me share a story from the AP, from the district attorney in Philadelphia.